Hello there, this is another tutorial using Fruity Loops Studio, and today I'm going to talk a bit about mixing and mastering. So basically I'm going to assume you already have a beat made. Here I have a very simple beat that I've composed. It's basically just piano, drums, and bass, and here's what it sounds like to give you an idea. So you can see it's pretty simple. So basically the first thing I'm going to mention is that when you have your instruments in here, the far left knob is your panning knob. So that determines where it is in the stereo field, if it's to the left or to the right. So I usually try to keep things relatively close to the center. And then the one immediately to the right of that is a volume knob. So this determines how loud your instrument will be. So what I usually try to do is when I'm bringing in my individual instruments, like for example on my drums pattern here, if you play it, you want to keep it so that on average your monitor up here is not too far into the red, because when it gets too deep into the red it starts distorting. So the key thing is when you're adding your instruments, simply experiment and adjust the volume such that this monitor here doesn't peak too far into the red. This is very important. Another important point is that when you have many instruments such as this, you can experiment with panning. So if I notice that when I play my whole song that there's a great deal of distortion, which means that it's very much in the red in my monitor, on the right side, which is the lower line here, you can see when I play that there's two lines stacked on top of each other. So the one on the bottom indicates the right and the one on the top indicates the left. So if you have too much on the right, too much volume on the right, add a little bit of panning of your instruments to the left to balance out the sound. Finally, you'll want to, when you finish making your track, you're going to want to click this upper right icon here. Go to Master, which is your master track. Select Fruity Compressor. Click it again, Presets, and go to Complete Mix. And this will give your beat a much more robust sound with all your levels on the sort of a homogeneous, uniform sound. Basically, you want to have it such that none of your instruments spike out of the mix too much and sound too out of the ordinary in comparison to the rest of your instruments. Thank you.